question. Would you have taken your mobile phones or iPads or gaming devices to school? No. At least not during my time. So requesting each one of you to please mute or switch off your mobiles or any other noise-making devices that may disturb the audience. Now, how many of you remember saying, teacher, may I go to the washroom? Come on, raise our hands. Who remembers this? All right. Well, requesting you to please use the washrooms in your own houses. And when you do so, kindly switch off your video. And finally, didn't we all wait for that school bell to ring at the end of the day and rush out? Well, if there is an emergency, please rush out the very same way you did at school. Remember where your exits are. So, dear audience, please don't forget to be good students and clap and cheer and ask as many questions as you wanted to these lecturers. And I'm sure they definitely will not charge you a dirham for it. Now, to take over from me is the principal of the school. The only difference is this principal is a Toastmaster, a practicing doctor by profession. She joined Toastmasters in 2017, is currently the Division I director, a muse to many. The magnetic, the magnificent, the marvelous Toastmaster Dr. Muneeba. Everyone, kindly cheer her on screen. Over to you, Dr. Muneeba.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lorraine. That was a lovely Lorraine. She's the Assistant Division I for Program Quality. Thank you, Toastmaster Lorraine, for that wonderful introduction. So how are you feeling? Audience, you have all come to see. There's more to it than the eyes can see, right? We are here for the PR workshop on behalf of Division I. And I want to start by saying, we all are here to know about the posters, the flyers, the videos. Do you know what's group photo mentality? Have you ever wondered what's a group photo mentality? No matter how big a group photo is, you'll only search for your face, which may be even in a corner with a weird look. Usually you won't give a second look if you aren't good in it. It gets complicated if your friend looks good and you miss to notice and compliment. But if you really look good, you'll be all smiles and may even try to crop it to get your face out, a task which you usually give up halfway because of the picture resolution. But group photo mentality is definitely not a narcissist thinking. It's quite normal and natural. The happiness is many-fold multiplied when someone else notices how good you are and appreciates it, isn't it? In Toastmasters, we learn to practice this art, genuine appreciation. You learn to appreciate others while getting appreciated, and that leads to improvement. You always give a second look to the group photo. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, dear guests. There's one more addition to the photos and videos which we recently have seen. We call it flyers or posters, where your photo and name gets advertised with a bang. Posters have come popular in the world of Toastmasters, more or less like the videos and photos in the real world. Today we have masters in Toastmasters lined up to give you a workshop on newsletters, poster making, photography, and video. It's a humble initiative from Division I. And to be with us, to honor us, we have dignitaries of the district. I wonder how many wishes a star can give. Even the genie from Aladdin's lab gave him 3 wishes. But all my wishes have been granted tonight with the presence of these dignitaries from District 105. They are here to grace Division I, the district PQDs, the CGDs, and the district PR. Thank you for coming, and let me call the lady first. We have from our district CGD team from Dubai, the meticulous planner, DTM Shamima. If humility and simplicity can give an adjective and have an adjective, that's you, DTM Shamima. Please welcome DTM Shamima with a lovely round of applause. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Muneeba, for those kind words. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Perfect. As leaders, we dream of growth. In Toastmasters, we dream of growing ourselves and also growing our clubs, our areas, our divisions, and eventually our district, right? Dear leaders, this reminds me a quote from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He says, you have to dream before your dreams can come true. And it gives me immense joy and confidence to say, I do see the dream in your eyes and your actions. Yes, we had tough times. In fact, the whole mankind had. But as I can see the very purpose of this unique event, it is time to fly again. Kudos to the team for coming up with topics of utmost relevance and the wealth of experience, presenting them with the likes of Dr. DTM Abdul Sathar, Toastmaster Anup, Toastmaster Venzil, and Toastmaster Arya Chitra. I'm sure it's going to be a gem of a session. In Toastmaster Dr. Muneeba, we have one powerhouse of commitment and confidence to make Division I shine and grow. Let us all support her and her team. With a base club count of 10, the dream would be to end the year with 11 or more active clubs and 5 clubs as distinguished. Let us leave this dream together and make it come true for making Division I President's distinguished status it so richly deserves. In management, they say that we cannot manage things which we cannot measure. I urge each area director to be aware of the criteria to achieve the distinguished status goals. We also need to creatively focus on the membership renewals because eventually that is the most vital parameter for the health of our clubs. And I'm sure the coming days are going to be full of excitement, learnings, and achievements in Division I. With this, I congratulate you for this amazing event, wishing you all and thank you all for making me a part of it. Over to you, Dr. Muneeba.
Thank you, DTM Shamima. Thank you for gracing us with a few words. Thank you so much. And at District PR, the walking dictionary of District 105, the vocabulary queen, my adorable mentor. I was lucky enough to have an excellent mentor like you. How I wish I could speak exactly like you, Shuchita. She's a current district PR and she's with us today. And I'm sure you'll be amazed by the way she's going to lead us this term. Please welcome District PR Toastmaster Shuchita with a standing round of applause. Over to you, Toastmaster Shuchita.
Thank you, Dr. Muneeba. What can I say? Your warmth and your welcome speaks for itself. You always were that and you always will be. Thank you so much. And big hello to the lovely and groovy District 105 members. My God, I'm still in that musical mode and I'm unable to get out of it. But as the SAA has already warned us, I better stick to my few words, right? But here it goes. Creativity is intelligence having fun, as quoted by Albert Einstein. And I must admit, about 37 number of intelligent beings in District 105 have a real zany sense of humor. Why? It's Saturday evening, people, and yet you all are here. This speaks for your quest, your yearning to learn, and give that creativity a space to flourish. Dr. Muneeba, congrats for an awesome initiative and great idea about this particular workshop and the way you have lined things up. And I must say, you have the cream of experiential presenters today. I have heard about all of them, mind you, and I've met only Dr. Sathar, but not TM Anup or TM Venzil or TM Chitra, but I have interacted with them over the phone. But yet, with time and again, you get their references from all the corners of the district. There is only one inference to draw. Their work speaks for itself. And from whatever I have heard about them, I'm sure they will make this evening worthwhile with their knowledge sharing. And so, cheers to an awesome evening of creativity unleashed. And I hope to see an avalanche of submissions for our PR awards like Phenomenal Poster, Picture Perfect, Enchanting Newsletter, and Vivacious Videos. All the best, people, and back to you, lovely Dr. Muneeba. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chitra. Leaders, it's said, like, if you take care of the people will take care of the process. You have all been nothing more than perfect. Thanks again from the bottom of the heart for gracing us with your presence. And to take up this PR workshop, look who is here. Look who is here, the Arya of today. She's a mother, she's an author, a mother who's more childish than her child, an author whose book speaks every inch about her challenges. And to us Division I, she's our morning coffee. Her neurons are caffeinated and her woot woot make the team reboot. A charming lady, a friend of mine for a lifetime. Yalla Habibti, فلتتفضل مشكورة Mariana, والمنصف العام لرئيسة المسابقة التوستماستر Mariana.
Dr. Muneeba, thank you so much. I love you. You made me cry. I had a few tears already in my eye, and this is supposed to be a happy evening. Thank you so much. I love you. I love Division I, District 105 from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to Division I PR workshop. And as Toastmaster Chitra said, thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday night with us. It's Saturday night, people. You know, just the fact that you are here, as she said, it's a huge sign of your commitment and your love to Toastmasters. As you can tell from my outfit and the way I was dancing earlier before the cutoff time, is that I'm sure you can tell that I don't go out that much on Saturday nights, as I'm a mother, as Dr. Muneeba said. So I wasn't really sure what the dress code is. So I decided to go all out. And in fact, if I wasn't here, I would be spending my Saturday night. The truth is to the matter, I spend all my nights chilling and Netflixing until I fall asleep on the, thank you for muting, on the sofa. So when Dr. Muneeba called me and she said that, would you want to be our MC for tonight? I was like, yes. How can I say no to an opportunity to spend Saturday night in a room full of people that I love, and I get the chance to dance and sing with them. So thank you so much for choosing to spending Saturday night with us, and thank you for being here. Our trainers for tonight, and as David Letterman says on his Netflix show, yes, I am a Netflix buff, he says his show is called They Need No Introduction. Our trainers for tonight, they need no introduction. Actually, they didn't send me their bios. So basically, I can talk as much as I want and tell whatever I want about them. And tonight's PR workshop is actually a project of passion, commitment, and talent by 4 of the most creative, innovative, and energetic leaders of District 105. As you could see before we could start, they were all dancing and shaking on the virtual stage. Our 4 talented, trendsetter, and trailblazer trainers collectively have the design, the creative, and the execution skills and expertise that can turn any one of us into an overnight social media sensation. And who doesn't want that? Tonight, the vibrant and dynamic DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, former Division I director, will dazzle us with his Canva design skills and show us how to create stunning posters. The cheerful and engaging Toastmaster Anup, District 105 PR legend, will mesmerize us with his video skills and show us how to edit videos like a Hollywood and a Bollywood director. The radiant and sparkling Toastmaster Arya, aka the Nikon lady and president of SSY Toastmasters Club will captivate us with her photography skill and tell us how to pose, point, and shoot like a star. The gallant and always ready and willing and the newly married Toastmaster Venzil, Area 30 Director, will rock our world with his creative skills and show us how to design award-winning newsletters. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters of District 105, please put your hands together and welcome your innovative, igniting, and inspiring trainers for tonight. DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, Toastmaster Arya, Toastmaster Anup, and Toastmaster Venzil.
Can we stop clapping?
We can't hear the music, Mariana.
You can't? Oh my God.
She's all ready for it.
You can't? That was my grand finale and the entry to Dr. Abdul Sathar.
Thank you very much, Mariana.
Dr. Abdul Sathar, the stage is yours.
You told me the music will go on for a long time. Should I start? Should I wait for the music to finish?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mariana.
Thank you for waiting.
Creativity is seeing what others see and thinking, and what no one else had ever thought. This is what Albert Einstein said. Creativity is something that we think from inside. We create something different. Without talking too much, without wasting too much of our time, let's feed the hungry minds with the thoughts no one else has ever thought on this Saturday evening. To begin with, last week district has conducted a brand awareness workshop. So I'll just brush through in a minute how we do it in Toastmasters. So I will just talk about the visual guidelines. As you know, Toastmasters is not just visual, it is about even the voice and the tone, how you brand yourself matters. In short, you can say Toastmasters is not a club, it's a lifestyle. When we talk about the logo, this is the Toastmaster logo. There are a few rules to follow, that you have to have a clear margin around the logo, and the size should not be less than 3/4 of an inch. These are the other logo watermarks you can use. These are the logo lockups. It's all available in the Toastmaster website. If you click on this, you will get all the possible logos on the bottom. This is the latest brand manual. These are the ways you're not supposed to use the logos. You should not manipulate the logo, change the color, change the shape, change the size, nothing. And there are a few colors that you're supposed to use. These are the colors. And if you look at here, look at this area. This is a hex code which you can copy paste to the PowerPoint or in Canva. There are 4 primary colors. And these are the gradient colors which you can mix and match with the hex codes that is written here. You can just copy paste the hex codes and make the gradient colors. And these are the transparencies which is newly introduced, which is about 70%, which is superimposing white over the actual color, the primary colors, and making it transparency to 70%. These are the pathway logos. The same rule applies for the pathway logos. These are the pathway badges which you can supposed to use. You're not supposed to use anything other than these. When you talk about the fonts, the primary font that Toastmaster uses for titles and subtitles is Gotham. The similar one which is available freely available in the internet, it's called the Montserrat font, which you can download and install in your desktop. And for the body of the text, you can use the Mirror Pro font. The closest one which is available for free is Sans Pro. It can be downloaded with this link. And a few points about images. Images, you're supposed to actually use the images that reflects the Toastmaster environment. The people looks engaged, empowered, and supported. You're supposed to avoid using landscapes, animals, children, food and food appliances, medicines, and architect. This is the brand guidelines regarding images. Regarding photography and regarding the video rules and regulations that Toastmaster Anu will be talking about it. So let's jump on to Canva now. Are you all ready with your Canva? Do you want to follow what I'm doing? Okay, before we move on, I launch a small 3-question poll. Just mark your observation on this, and then let's see how do you feel about it, and then so that we can have in future better workshops and better things to look forward to. Just mark your answers in these. There are 3 questions. Meanwhile, I'm going to open the Canva website. So while you mark the answers, I'm going through the basics of Canva. This is how it looks when you log in. And you see this create a design. I will talk about creating a simple flyer that you have seen inviting you to the peer workshop. So create a design. So it is created in the flyer size. So you look for flyer landscape. And then this opens up. This is the one it opens up. So the design, you have already ready-made designs available in Canva. You click on this. Then you get the ready design. What I did was I superimposed this picture over this and change replace the background. And you see this is strip. I pull it in. Are you following me, or you can raise questions if you have any, if you're not able to understand, and change this to PR workshop. If the text is too big, you can reduce the size of the text here. And even pull this to accommodate the size of the text. Maybe about 150. That fits in. And now to change the color of the strip, there's the red strip. You click on the red strip. Then you can change the color. Can you see this toolbar? If you give me some feedback, I'll be feeling more comfortable.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay. Then in a paid version, you can actually have the colors readily packaged here. So if you click on this, the red color comes in. That is the primary color of Toastmasters. And then if you have that flyer, I can open it here. This is the flyer, yes. This is the next is to insert the logo. So logos are available, as I told you, in that link from Toastmasters International website. You can just download the logo, and then it comes in here. When you click on the upload button, it uploads into this area, and then you can click on the logo, and that appears in front of you. You can resize it, and then push it into this in the area where I'm just doing this particular flyer, the same flyer which you're seen as an invite for you. So you resize the flyer. And then we have to add 4 pictures. So it's elements. Click on elements. And then go down to frames. See all button. Then you will see lots of options. This is what I chose. Make it small. If you look at just above it, just click, it duplicates by itself. Click again, it duplicates by itself. Click again, then you have 4 pictures ready. Agree?
Yep, it's good.
It's good. Okay. Then see these names. I'm just copying from here to make the save time. Paste it here. So you get one of the names. Then click, it duplicates. Click, it duplicates again. And see these dynamic lines appearing. This makes sure that it is centralized. And then the 4th name is ready. You'll feel that it is so easy if you learn all the tools. So I'm just telling you the basic tools that you have to learn. I'm just copying this also, this only the text part of it. And I'll tell you how you do these, positioning the text and all that. So this text, just paste it here. And you can expand the box to contain the text. And see this text alignment. We must have seen this in PowerPoint too. This button, if you click, it moves, sorry. So select the whole thing. It moves to the right, it moves to the left, it centralizes by itself. Then you have to bring up this logo, this small clock-like thing. So you click on the elements again. There are lots of elements. Now, instead of looking around, look for a clock. Then click on graphics. So you have a clock here. You click on the clock, you get it here. And you change the color to white. See that? And go up, click on the text, bring the text down so that you have the timer clock ready. The text box is ready. Then you have to bring this location logo symbol. Search for location symbol. You have so many of them. Just pick one of them. Resize it to the size of the clock itself so that it looks uniform. Then you can duplicate the text again, bring it down. Then we have the email, the contact thing like a box. So type mail. So you get all these mail looking things. Then you can just bring it down. The color is black, so you can change the color to white. In case you want to change it to red, you can change it to red. Any color you like to have it in your poster. You want to bring this up. This is just an add-on. It has no function actually. And then we have to add this division I. So I am again duplicating the text, bringing it down. It looks like everything is too much below. So I'll push it up all together. You can just draw a box and select the whole text and the symbols together. Then you type it as division I. Whatever you want to type. Then you increase the size. Maybe about 70. So it just keeps becoming bigger when you select the bigger size. You can see a background behind division I, like a blue color background. You can remove, see these effects. You can use different effects. You can use a shadow, you can use a lift, you can use a holo, or what we used was a none, simple text. And it's in white color, so we'll keep it in the white. But if you don't want to select the text size from the sizing box, you can even just pull it and expand as much as you want. Then we have the theme of division I. Again, I always use this duplicating thing because it makes my life so easy. Just paste it there and expand as much as you want, or make it bigger to fit the and then change the color to yellow. This is yellow color that we have here. And to add that red background, the basic color, change this to red. And you can expand the size to as much as you want. Are you with me?
Yes.
Do you think the flyer is getting ready in front of you? Okay, then uploads. Any of the pictures that you want to pull in. So there are so many of you. For example, Venzil's picture. Push it in. It goes in. Anup's picture goes in. But there's a difference. Only Venzil's picture is having the face properly, but Anup's picture is too much zoomed out. So click on crop and expand the picture and central align. Then it looks like the picture is almost the same. And you can add this district 105, just again duplicate the text, then bring it down here. Make it district 105. Sorry, too many numbers. And if you want to remove that blue background, click on the same and effects, then go to this and make it none. So you don't have a background. I'm sure you know to change all these names. Toastmaster Anup. Toastmaster Venzil. So change the name similarly, Toastmaster Arya. And here we need to add the contact numbers. The Zoom ID. Then you can add the date and time. Does this look the same? You spend some more time and look around all the tools that is available so that you become an expert within no time. When I started doing the Canva first time, I was struggling with the idea of bringing out very colorful or high quality flyers. It was very difficult in the beginning. But then when you keep playing with the tools available in the screen, which is all open in front of you, you don't have to type a code, you don't have to type a shortcut. Everything is available. In Photoshop, the problem is so many tools have got shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, press the button and move the mouse and so many things. But in Canva, everything is ready. And just look at this. It's the theme is available already. You just have to change the color. If you go to the templates, you can use another theme. If you don't like that theme, you can change to another theme. See that? The new theme comes in. Then you can change the text, you can change the color, or this. You can change the color, you can change the text, you can change the content. You select any of the themes and keep modifying. Just bring it to Toastmaster standards. Do we have time? I can't see the timer. I can't see the timer. Do we have time?
It's good for timer to just speak out because we can't see the timer.
Timer?
Hi, good evening. Yes, it's 15 minutes are up.
Okay. Thank you very much for the
Can't see
patient
my
listening.
virtual background.
No,
No.
because it's lost in while you share it. The timer is
The
lost
context
somewhere.
is lost.
I should have positioned you as the first one. Anyway, thank you very much for the patient listening. Just remember, design is an intelligence made visible. Make it simple. Make it significant. Always remember, there is a designer inside everyone. This is just a small effort from my end to bring out your best out of you. Thank you very much once again. Over to you, Mariana. No, over to you, Anup, to move on to the
Thank you.
next.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sathar. I hope that was interesting for all of you. Now we're going to explore video creation. So let me. Okay. So video editing. Okay. For me, video creation is more of visual storytelling. That's something that you need to remember, because it's not just putting a bunch of pictures and adding some music and I don't think that will, make it viral or popular. What you need to think about is little more deeper. So from preparation point of view, I would say you need to be very clear about your purpose, why you're creating that video. You need to have an idea and appropriate content. Then, of course, you need to go through the process called storyboarding, or think in terms of frames, how you want to unveil that story or reveal that story. And finally, we'll talk about editing tools. This is what I'm going to talk about today. The first thing is you need to know your purpose, especially for Toastmasters. What are the kind of videos that you will create? It could be educational, it could be recap videos of your event or your club meeting, PR campaigns for the club, and maybe if it's contest season, you want to promote the contest event. And of course, when you think about all these things, formats or the purpose, then you need to think about formats and channels where you're going to promote. So it could be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You need to one common thumb rule, the smaller the video, better. It has got more effective, especially with the new generation. People are used to seeing these kind of things like reels, stories, shorts, and so on. Nobody wants to watch a 5-minute video. A 30-second to maximum of 2 minutes, even 2 minutes is a stretch. So keep your videos very, very short. Try to get as much as possible within those time frame. That is key. Next thing is start gathering content and ideas. What are the basic inputs for a video? You need photos, you need video clips, you need third-party content. If you don't have your own clubs, photographs, and so on, maybe there are certain elements that you can pick from third-party content and add it. Of course, you need to be within the framework of not infringing any IP of any other person, third party, and so on. And quotes and inspiration, that could be another source of information that you can put on the video. Then, of course, scripting, that's very, very important. Not many people think about, they just create, let's say, recap videos saying, okay, SAA, president. They just put, it's boring because you're just saying that, okay, I'm seeing a bunch of flipbook kind of pictures and it's just talking about the person. But what will add value to that video is if you can recollect certain quotes or something that they spoke about, or maybe some tongue-in-cheek comment as as a footnote in that particular video, that adds value, that adds color to that particular frame. Next thing is the whole script. How are you going to, especially if it's a video from event, you would go chronological order. But if it's something else, then you need to really think about the script. What is going to be my first frame? What is going to be the next idea, main idea that I'm going to show? And finally, like a speech, right? You have an opening, you have a body, and you have a conclusion. Similarly, think in those terms. How are you going to open the video? How are you going to close the video? And what is the main content? Same thing, once you have the script, then you need to think about music and putting it all together. What I call as storyboarding, you need to start thinking in terms of frames. Of course, from a video editing tools, there are plenty of choices. Canva is one of the popular tools. It's very easy, like Dr. Sathar showed. I will get into the Canva in a moment. There are tools like CapCut, Magisto, Quake, InShot, VideoLeap, and many more. If you go to the App Store or Google Play Store, you'll see plenty of them. But the problem with all these CapCut, Magisto, Quake, and all that, they provide templates. Now, some of them are templatized and you do not have enough control over certain elements. So the more templates, it becomes a little tricky, especially with the Toastmasters, branding guidelines and so on. It can get tricky because some of the fonts, you will not have it, or you might have to create the entire image in Photoshop or Canva and then import it into those kind of tools and so on. So that's a limitation, but Canva is my go-to, especially if you're creating a quick video. Now, what I want to showcase here is a PR campaign that I see that a lot of questions on how to create campaign. Now, this was the brief that I got from a senior Toastmaster. I think our president of Toastmasters, Morag Mathison, she was standing for the second vice president. And I was part of her campaign team. I was lucky to be part of that team. She had given me a brief and said, make it visual. So the talk about is what one thing would you recommend to do to get most out of Toastmasters. So she had themes like, be present, be playful, be persistent, be progressive, be pioneering. So I said, okay, there's too much of content here. We need to break this down into 5 videos because there are 5 different things that she's talking about. So this is what I did. I'm just going to share the work, what I'd done. So this is the first video, which is called Be Present. Let me reshare it. Second. Can you all see it? Can you all see it?
Yes.
That is loading.
So this was a video for the Be Present. The central idea was, let me go to the, yeah, the central idea was attend your meetings of your club as often as possible, protect the time in your calendar. Being there, you can learn from others by observing and giving them feedback. Toastmasters is learn by doing experience. The more you do, the more you learn. Take an active role in your club meetings. So this was sort of the central idea. So if you break that down into frames, we extended from a story point of view, wanted a different opening. You don't learn to fish by staying at the shore. So this is one example. You don't learn to swim by watching. You don't become a champion by just dreaming. Learning skills at Toastmasters is no different, because the first two frames, I was just talking about different aspects, right? Maybe somebody is interested in sports, somebody is interested in swimming. So I was giving those kind of visuals and the caption. And then I'm tying back to the fourth frame was talking about Toastmasters. Now I've started my speech or sort of visual storytelling. Learning skills at Toastmasters no different. Attend meetings of your club as often as possible. Again, these are all compliant pictures, from a branding point of view. And if you look at the colors that I've used in the text, it is all talking about Toastmaster colors, right? Protect that time in your calendar. So use an appropriate image because the words and the visual match. Being there, you can learn from others by observing them and giving them feedback. Toastmasters is learn by doing experience. The more you do, the more you learn. So this is the central idea. This is the sub idea. Take an active role in your club meetings. And then finally, that's the theme, be present, right? So I wanted, from a concept point of view, I wanted this to stick, be present, be progressive, be, what is the other ones? Yeah, be playful, be persistent, be progressive. I wanted that key ideas to stick. So that's the frame here, be present. And then finally, Toastmasters guidelines say that you need to have this kind of message put in every video so that, there's attribution frame in every video, like who created this video and so on. Yeah. So these are the frames. Now to create the video, one thing you need to be mindful. You have the picture, you have the text, but you need to also see that, okay, can people read this text, when that frame is being put? So very important is when you have this video, because this is not a picture, this is a video clip. You have here in Canva, you can have videos, you can search for videos. Let's say, for example, boats. Yeah. You can take any of these videos, you can slap it in. And but then once you slap it in, you can actually click on it and say edit video. See, this is the entire video clip. You can actually make it shorter, or you can say this is the frame that I want to put. So all you need to do is you just have to adjust, right? So I wanted only 5 seconds. So here I've said 5 seconds. That's it. So every frame I appropriately, I mean, especially if you have a long text, then probably you need to put maybe 6 seconds, but not more than that. So try to keep your messages shorter in every frame, and then adjust the time. Especially if it's a photograph, then probably I would just put 2 seconds or 3 seconds with a short time. So once you have allocated time for each and every frame, then it's very, very easy. What you need is you need some interactivity, especially when it's a picture. If it is just showing the image and the text there, it's boring. There is no action there. So what you can do is in Canva, you have something called page animations. So page animation, you have different things, like if it is a simple one, if it's a sleek one, if you have fun, you have different formats. Some are party, that means the text is moving slightly differently. So you can play around with this different combinations. Whatever combination you like, you can actually put it. So this is something which I do. Once I finish all those combinations, next thing what you need to do is add some music. Again, you have audio. You can search, let's say, peppy songs, or let's say happy. Yeah, you have different audio clips. All you have to do is just drag and drop. So once you drag and drop, you can you have the entire clip. All these frames are available along with the audio file. All you need to do is either play it. If you're satisfied, then you can download, or you can export it out from Canva. This is in a MP4 format. Okay, so that's it. You just have to work with this tool to understand a little bit more, because 15 minutes is not enough to show you everything, but we can quickly attempt to create a video. So for example, I took some clips of today's session. So for example, I have Lorraine's picture. So I can just quickly create a frame. Add. Can I get a minute of grace? Okay. So quickly, we can create some text around it. And we'll put bright yellow. Yeah, something like that. Right. I think we'll just skip for now. I think we are running short of time. Now just add a music. Let's say over this. Now, a bit. So what you can do is you can go change, because 5 seconds is too long, probably 2 seconds. And you can also animate, put some animation for all pages. And the next one, again, 2 seconds. There we go, our video. There you go. That's a quick intro to what video editing is all about. We can have an extended session. If anybody is interested, please do let me know. We can have a one-to-one session, or we can have with Division I a separate individual session. I'm happy to take it any day. And next we have someone who is very, very energetic, and I've seen her over the years. She's a wonderful photographer and a very good friend of mine. She adds, especially photography adds value to your, especially for video creation. Every frame, how you shoot it becomes very, very important. And I would say to talk more about it, especially for your club events and so on, she will give you a lot of tips. Over to you, Toastmaster Arya.
Thank you, everyone. Toastmaster Anup Chandran. I think I've been following his work and I'm a big fan. I always, whenever his flyer wins an award, I always send him a hate message that it's a very bad flyer. So that is what I do. But then, yes, he's someone I look up to. Good evening, everyone. I'm very, very happy that we have 33 participants who want to learn the art of making posters, flyers, and now all the clubs are transiting into the, let me just self-buy myself. I have an app, so let me start. Yes, there we go. So
excuse me for a minute, Arya.
yes,
Arya, yes. Can I have 1 minute from your time? I want
please.
somebody special have come, joined our PR workshop. Our district CGD from Oman, DTM Shaiju. I would like to call him as a wizard of District 105 who created PR magic in 2021-22.
Thank you, DTM Muneeba. I could not afford to miss this. Both DTM Jamil was also here. We were actually attending an Onam program, and which went on a bit late. Otherwise, we both would have joined by 7:15. Sorry for the delay, and we did not want to miss this action of Division I, which is always a very, very creative division. And you at the HERM, I am very sure that this year is going to be very, very, very fantastic year for you people. And I wish all the best to Division I. There's a lot of noise going on here. There is an Onam celebration going on. That is why I'm extremely sorry for not being fully involved in this one, but I wanted to be present for this program. That is why it is there. Thank you for the opportunity, and would love to be cooperating with the division in the future also. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaiju. Thank you, DTM Shaiju. Over to you, Toastmaster Arya. You may continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muneeba. So now, as I was saying, that we all are transiting into the physical meetings because my home club we are one online, one offline. And now when the physical meeting has started, we have an opportunity of taking pictures. And that's where you can create beautiful, I would say, photographs of the club meeting to enhance or to showcase what your club meetings are. Fun, networking is there, how Toastmasters meeting go on. So in that context, I come into picture. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect photographer, I'm amazing, but then yes, do that's my job, and I have been taking pictures for quite some time. So I think I would have a say that you can hear and learn something from my tricks that I've been doing. So give me a second. I will be sharing my screen. So these are the comments that I saw from the chat box. We will be addressing them. Let me go in the presentation mode. Now, photography made easy. The one thing that I would recommend everybody to add value to your flyers or to the picture that you're posting about the club is the Toastmaster logo. You have many Toastmaster logos in the link. If you want, we will be posting that link in the chat box. I think Toastmaster Anup can do that. He can send the links that we were mentioning about the database that Toastmaster International do have. In fact, you will not believe that they do have their corporate pictures that they have taken by professional photographers. So their pictures are not the phone pictures. They are professionally taken, and those pictures are actually, I would say, more professional, corporate, and they kind of give you a look and feel of a very formal Toastmaster meeting. So if you want those pictures, they are available for free, because I know that there is always a challenge of adding more content in our PR work or in the newsletter. So the logos are available in this link. I'll be posting that out when Toastmaster Venzil will be speaking. So there are logos that you can download, but then yes, be very mindful of this fact. I see that many of you always download JPEG. Do not download JPEG format. The PNG format is a transparent format. So the transparent format actually gives a better, I would say, quality or the eye, I would say, picturization to your flyer or to your poster from your club. A JPEG would always have this white background and spoils your image. So make sure that you always download PNG format. And in fact, the PNG formats are more, I would say, they are more with clarity and clear, other than the JPEG one. JPEG is a compressed image, so try not to use the JPEG logos. And one more thing, I'm sure everybody will be making banners now, because the banners are on our way. So whenever you're making a banner for your club and you want to get it printed and you're sending it to your printer, that's a tip. Download the EPS format for a Toastmaster logo. Do not download PNG or JPEG, because the EPS format is a vector format. That means you can enlarge the logo and it will not pixelate. So that's the reason, if you want that crisp and clear logo in your flyer, so that's something I would recommend if you're making it for the banner, because we did it for SSY. We made the roll-up banners, and that's why we use the EPS format. So there you go. That's a tip from me. And now the images and the photography part. How do you start taking a good picture? So whenever there is a debate of phone and a camera, I kind of start crying, and it breaks my heart, because the one thing that you need to understand is, all right, so now there we go. Now I'm going to show you the sensor of a camera, and I'm going to show you the sensor of your phone. So what is a sensor? Sensor is where the pictures are made. The quality of the pictures that you're seeing right now in your floor is a sensor. It's a good sensor. So now the sensor of the camera is this. If you can see, that's the biscuit. Okay, that's the square. And the sensor of the phone, my God, whatever you say, Leica camera, 4 lenses, 5 lenses, iPhone 13, I think they can just kind of go and can take a hike, because the sensor of that camera is size of my nail, index finger nail. That's the sensor. So if your sensor is so small, it's not capable of taking good quality pictures, whatever you say. So any iPhone banner, please, you will always see there is a ticker at the floor that the picture has been, it's actually manipulated for the flyer. So please, so always take pictures with the camera. Moving on to the guidelines that you need to remember. First thing is, image protected by trademarks and copyright should be used. So if you are using any picture from the Google image, I would suggest that do not do it, because we are, as photographers, we know how expensive a lawsuit can be, and UAE being a very profound country with their laws, So if you get into this copyright issue, you have no idea a fine of 1 lakh dirham or 2 lakh dirham is coming your way. So make sure that all the pictures that you take is from an app, because all the Canva app is copyrighted by Canva. So you can use Canva images. And if you're going in and taking any Google images, I would say be very careful and make sure that you go to a free stock images as well. And I think that's the guideline from the Toastmaster website, that please do not use cartoon, illustration, or clip art. I think you should not be using cartoons, illustration, and clip art in your flyer, for God's sake. It's a Toastmaster flyer, so we should not be doing that. And make sure that you are away from, I think Toastmaster DTM Sathar did mention this. So make sure that all the pictures that you're taking are Toastmaster related. I just cannot imagine whenever it's been a huge debate in our club as well. When I was the VPPR, and I made sure that my generic images were related to Toastmaster elements. I try not to stay away from all this, I would say, different creative images, because at the end we are making a flyer for a Toastmaster club, and it is for public speaking, leadership, and communication. So you should know that that should be your prime focus of your image. I will be sending this link in the chat box. This is the images of the branded images by Toastmasters. So you can use them without any copyright issue. This is the link, and you will find a lot of pictures like this. Now, moving on to the place, this is the, I would say, my advice whenever you're using the logo on an image. I think they have mentioned that use a contrast in your images. So moving on to the real thing, the tips for your event photography. That means whenever you do a Toastmaster meeting, what do you look into? The first thing is the gear. You need to invest, or don't invest, or at least friend somebody who's a photographer, or borrow or steal a camera for that matter. Please don't steal. Borrow a camera, and I'm not saying Nikon camera, I just said Nikon, but then you can buy any, you can get any camera, but then it should be a DSLR, it should not be a Polaroid or a Coolpix camera. You need to invest in a good quality, I would say, camera for taking your event pictures, because that adds value to your images. Now, let me just give me a second. Let me see the timer of your 10 minutes. Okay, I have 3 minutes more. So moving on. Now, the best camera settings, if you get your hands on the camera, I would recommend you get to shoot. If you're not a professional photographer, make sure that your camera is in P mode. P mode is a program mode, and you can just keep on taking pictures without the flash automatically coming in your camera. Now, there are key images that you need to be working on. The first thing is, as Toastmaster Anup did mention, that you should have a storyboard. Same goes with event pictures. You need to have a storyboard. You need to understand, why am I taking pictures? So if we directly dive into the best composition techniques, this is rule of thirds. Rule of thirds, I'm sure you must have seen the grid lines coming in your phone as well, and you're wondering what's happening. Why am I getting grid line? That's a rule of thirds. Rule of third means whenever the lines intersect, that is the place you should be placing your subject, object, your ice cream, anybody, anything that you're taking picture of. Rule of thirds is a better way of placing your subject. It is defined because all the news TV channel host, you will see they're sitting on the right hand side or the left hand side of the frame, because the negative space adds value and it kind of sets your eye on the positive. That's your subject. This is the picture that I took for SSY Toastmaster. You understand, this is a rule of third, and I did it playfully because a banner is placed in a particular manner, because whenever I want to take a picture for my club, my SSY should always be coming on that. So that's the reason we carefully choose to put our banner in that place, because whenever we were taking pictures earlier, there was no mention of Toastmaster, but could have been any party. So we wanted to kind of have that element. So a banner is always in our background. We are very mindful, and the focus is the SAA. So she is in the rule of third perspective. We always watch the background also whenever you're taking a picture. Always be mindful of the background. Do not take a picture, a great picture, and there's a trash can or a restroom sign on the background. Never do that to your Toastmasters. So make sure that you always look into the background. As a photographer, I have trained my eye. I never look into the subject first. I always look into the background first. I see what's coming, what's not coming, and then I take a picture. So watch your background. This is also a rule of thirds and a momental picture. So it's a candid pictures that you can invest, that you can work on, move around in your meeting time. But then I don't try to distract the speaker. So we make sure that I place myself where I know there is a particular angle. My banner is on the background, and I am mostly sitting in one place and taking pictures. So this is all candid pictures. If you understand, that's what the focus is, because Toastmasters is, that's my 13 minutes stick. That's where I would say the focus and your picture should work on. That is Toastmasters meeting. Nothing should be highlighted there. And at the end, you want to show how vibrant or how cheerful your club is. And the pictures are the best way of, videos also are the best way of showcasing that. I fail to understand that whenever people try to do an event or anything for that matter, the budget for photography and videography is in peanuts. But then, my God, you're doing such a big event. How do you document that? How do you make the world know that you've done that? Photographs, for God's sake. So make sure that you invest that time for your physical meeting. That is my personal opinion. I really stand by it. Get a good photographer for 1-2 meetings, so that at least you take good pictures, and that's your database for your future PR material. How do you attract any other guest for that matter? So the pictures that I've taken, I'm showcasing you, they are my pictures taken by my camera. The lens that I use is a special lens. It's a portrait lens. Write it down. You can buy 50 mm portrait lens anytime, and your pictures become professional. That's the tip. 50 mm is a very cheap lens in any camera for that matter. And you will notice the moments and everything are very important. Whenever you're taking a picture, the guests are important. You show them that they are noticing and they are doing networking there. This was a division L meeting that's I was asked to take pictures, so I did my part. So that is what I was not moving around. I was sitting in one place, so I don't want to disturb the entire speakers for that matter. But then when there is a break time, I try to take candid pictures where I'm showing that this meeting has networking, that you will get to meet, I would say, different Toastmasters that will help you broaden your perspective. So that's where your pictures should also showcase that. Candid pictures are really good when it comes to Toastmasters. Let me just finish my presentation. The two softwares that I vouch and I would say it's very easy to learn: Canva, Filmora. Filmora is for videos, Canva is for photographs. Filmora is very easy. I teach children for that matter. So that's something that you can go on. That's my alarm. Let me stop that. And any questions? I just went non-stop 15 minutes. My God. So any questions that you have, you can put it in chat box. I'm happy to answer them, or I'm not happy to answer them. So moving on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Venzil. I think he'll be taking care of the newsletter parts. Over to you, Venzil.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arya. Good evening, everyone. I promise you guys that I will not put you guys to sleep. So my session. Yeah.
Can I take a minute from yours?
Sure, no worries.
Thank you, Venzil. The district PQD is there here to grace us. Can you please spotlight DTM Deepa and DTM Jamil? Hi, hello DTM Deepa. You know who is she? Her Highness PR ship shook the District 105 in the term of 2020-21, when the world was at a standstill with the pandemic. She has been leading the district since then, and currently she is the Dubai District PQD. She herself is an inspiration to many, a selfless, serene-faced angel, I should say. My darling, my good friend DTM Deepa, a round of applause for you. Over to you to speak a few words.
Thank you, Division I Director. my counterpart, distinguished Toastmaster Jamil, the other PQD, and dear Division I friends, and all the Toastmasters sitting and listening to our champion PR. What to say, creative people. A very good evening. Sorry, I couldn't join from the beginning and then listen to all the learnings. I would have loved to listen to Anup, but one thing is there from beginning. I'm trying to learn from him how to do a proper professional video edit. He explained to me normally, but when it is done, I mean, it's not like his training issue. My creative problem is that whatever we do, if it is, we need a lot of patience actually. That maybe that is what differentiates between Anup, the video man of District 105, and Arya also. Now Venzil, you know how beautifully, aesthetically he makes flyers. So thankfully I could listen to Arya. Now I'll be listening to our Venzil also. Thank you very much, Division I, for conducting such an event. This is the need of the hour. Last week, I mean 2 weeks back, we had something similar from the district as well. But all the divisions, if you people are propagating the learnings to the clubs, then it will be really helpful. We need to stick to the branding. We need to stick to understand and stick to the requirements of Toastmasters International. That is a brand we are carrying. So we need to understand and then apply in whatever we do. We need to carry that confidence with us. So thank you, Division I, Dr. Muneeba, for taking this initiative. I know you wanted to do something else, but at the same time you immediately switched, and then your people, your creative people are ready to do to support you. That was amazing. And all the leaders sitting over here, thank you very much for supporting this particular initiative which came in last minute. So we are expecting many more initiatives from Division I and the entire district also. I'm not taking much time. Sorry, Venzil. I didn't want Dr. Muneeba to stop you. So continue, and then we are here to learn. Thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you, DTM Diva. It's an honor you guys are coming to our event. And what
Thank
would
you.
I say about the PQD from Oman, our district PQD? If you're an obvious excess of one attribute like looks, intelligence, and power, and you don't let it go into your head, that's who this man is. The man who owns his name. Hello, Jamil. DTM Jamil Shakil. Let's welcome Jamil Shakil.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Muneeba Ali. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, for the wonderful invitation that you extended, and honestly, for this wonderful initiative. As DTM Saju said earlier, I apologize that I'm late. We could not attend earlier because of the function that we were attending. But I think, as DTM Deepa has mentioned just now, PR is important, public relations or marketing, whatever you want to call it, but it is very important because, you heard the saying, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, did it make a sound? You heard the saying, right? So similarly, if you have done something, you have achieved something, you have garnered something amazing, you have, made an impressive accomplishment. If you're not able to tell it, if your people are not able to know about it, if you're not able to sell it, did you really achieve it? Correct? That's where PR, that's where marketing comes in. I fully agree with Toastmaster Arya, who just spoke about the investment that is overlooked when we talk about photography, we talk about videography, because it's considered, oh, I've got an iPhone, I've got the latest Samsung, whatnot, and I can just cover it. But no, I am in the field of corporate communications, and I totally understand the value of communication, understand the value of images, understand the value of quality, pixelation, resolution. These are things that we all deal with on a daily basis. So I'm really thankful to Division I, Director Dr. Muneeba Ali, and everybody who's been playing a wonderful role to make sure that this very important workshop was conceptualized and is actually happening. I really wish that a lot more members, a lot more leaders across our district were in this workshop today, because this is something that we all need. This is something that we cannot ignore. And this PR is something that we always need to keep pushing on, because this is what drives our successes. It drives our membership growth, a lot of things. So thank you, Dr. Muneeba. Thank you, Division I. for taking this initiative. And I look forward to hearing from our area director, Venzil, who is waiting impatiently. I've seen him already sighing a few times. These district officers come wherever and whenever, and we have to intervene. So I'm not going to take more of your time. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here with you all, and I look forward to the rest of the session. Over to you, Dr. Muneeba. Thank you once again.
Thank you, DTM Missakian. Thank you, the district PQDs. Thank you so much. And over to you, Toastmaster Venzil.
Right, starting again. Thank you very much, everyone. I know it's your dinner time or it's your bedtime, but I promise I am not going to bore you again. So let me start directly with what is a newsletter. Okay, so I am not going to design a newsletter, but I will guide you in how to design a newsletter. And then I will tell you what are the tools that you can execute, and then how to submit it on the district portal. Because if you want to win the newsletter award, you will have to follow certain guidelines. So let me start with my presentation. Let me go there, and here we are. Right. So the first question that we need to ask is, why do we need a newsletter? First thing is, you want to do this for your members, because in Toastmasters, learning is obviously there for everyone. But when someone reaches their goal, or someone achieves the pathways, or they achieve, or they show some talent, you need to recognize them. Which is the best part is to put all those recognitions, the talent, all those memories on your newsletter. Yes, you will also get your club visibility in the district and the region. And as I said, capture memories. Now, if you want to tell some stories to your kids or your grandkids, as what Toastmasters are, this is that newsletter that you can keep for years and then show it to them. Now, the agenda for today on the newsletter, since I've got 15 minutes, I'm going to cover up the 3 key elements, then how to get organized, and then how to execute the newsletter. Now, before I go ahead with the agenda, let me just elaborate on the club newsletter. So the club has to have at least 2 newsletters with minimum 12 pages published before 31st December. When I say published, you'll have to have the link to show to a district where you're published, and then you can submit it by January 31st, that is on 2023. Considering that everyone is focusing on the Toastmaster branding guidelines, I'm also someone who always focus on brand guidelines. So I would request, yes, we can be creative. We like other colors, but let's respect and follow the guidelines of Toastmasters branding. Where do you submit? That's the link that I have shared, but I will show you, or I will demonstrate on how to submit that newsletter. Now, when it comes to area and the division newsletter, yes, the area and division also has got an award to submit a newsletter, but here you only submit 1 newsletter with a minimum page of 12, with a minimum of 12 pages published before 31st December 2022. Same rules, these are the same guidelines that you have to follow, and that's where you submit. Okay, now let's go to the 3 key elements of newsletter. Now, I have only chosen 3. There are many key elements, but these 3 key elements will at least help the beginners to understand on how to focus on the best outcome of the newsletter. Now, the first part is you need to create a content plan. 1 second, just give me a minute. So as everyone knows, content is a king. Okay, the best way to think about this is what you want to tell someone when they ask about you, your Toastmasters Club. why your Toastmasters club is different from everyone. Now you might want to bring in various part of this content, that is such as articles, such as poetry, riddles, or events that were present during your Toastmasters term. Always use eye-catching graphics and high definition quality images. The reason being because there are many people, there are many Toastmasters, or let's say the PR, he puts in a lot of efforts to make a very good newsletter. Imagine when you submit your photo to the team, which is blurry, how would you feel, right? It's going to be very odd, and the entire work that the team puts in with that just one image might just go off. So always have a graphics that pulls out the different piece of content included within your newsletter. The third one that I always focus is on the organized layout. Always have the layouts. For example, if you want to have an article coming up, immediately do not put the next article. Now that would look a little bit boring. Yes, it's good to have leaders, then getting your XCOM members, but I would suggest put in some different layouts. For example, you can click all your pictures of your club members. Either you create a pyramid, either you create a collage and then post it saying that this is what ABC Toastmaster clubs look like. Now I'm going to demonstrate on how we worked on that newsletter. So I have that newsletter with me. I'll show you how we worked on the limited resources that we had. Now going back to how to get organized, it's very simple. Create a team. You should always have a team that consists of designers, proofreaders, coordinators, content moderators. You don't need a content writer, because your content writers are the members of your club. So they are going to give you everything what you want on a newsletter. What you all need is a designer and someone who can correct the English or the grammatical errors. Coordinators is someone who can bring in all those articles, and a content moderator is probably someone who can redesign or rework on your newsletter. What is CTA? A call to action. Always stick to a schedule. I have seen where we tend to extend the deadlines because you don't receive enough of responses. Yes, that happens. You may extend a deadline for once, but do not make a habit of extending a deadline, because then that becomes like, okay, they can wait for us. Stick to a schedule, plan your release date in advance, and give them a deadline saying that, okay, this is the date that you have to submit your article or poetry or any of the achievements that you have got, whether in Toastmasters or in your professional life. Adhere to TMI guidelines. Again, I'm stressing on TMI guidelines. I will not go on branding and fonts, definitely, because that is always there on the Toastmasters. Yes, I would be happy to share the link of a brand manual. And always balance your newsletter. It shouldn't be like too much of a content and less visualizations. Always balance either on 60-40 or 40-60 or 70-30 or 30-70. That's how the newsletter should always get organized. How to execute? We have many tools to execute a newsletter. One of the tools that I always focus is Canva. Now, since this training is the PR workshop is all about Canva, Canva is a tool wherein you can use this for a newsletter, and that's the easiest tool that has been built for anyone who wants to become a designer from a beginner to an advanced level. The second tool, if you don't like Canva, there's an alternate for Canva, and that is Photoshop. I am not a person who uses Photoshop, but definitely we will have this extended session on how to create a newsletter on Photoshop. We do have someone who has actually done that. And third one, if you think you cannot use this too, there's always a Word document. Yes, you're right. There is a Word. You can always create your newsletter even on Word. Now, you might say this, okay, I have created a newsletter, right? How am I going to publish it? Because you cannot submit your award without publishing the newsletter. No, absolutely right. I have 3 tools. There are actually 10 tools that I have actually explored, but these are the 3 tools that I would recommend every Toastmaster to go ahead and try, because these are free tools. You don't have to pay anything. The publication, the one of the tools that most of us use is Issue. Right? This is free of cost. The second tool that I would recommend to use is a flipping book. And the third tool that I would recommend is the Rialto. Now, all these 3 tools, including the other tools that I have not mentioned, this tool will convert your PDF into a different version. It's like a flipping book. You will feel like you're reading a book, right? So after the execution, what are we going to do, right? Let's focus on something called going beyond. Now, imagine that you are in a club which is celebrating 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. I saw recently a club which celebrated 25 years, and that's amazing. Like us, who are sitting on, who are in this Toastmasters club, there was someone who chartered this club. Maybe we can send an email to them. We can contact them and let's send them a gratitude note saying that, hi, this is so-and-so from so-and-so Toastmasters club. We have released a Toastmasters, we have released our first newsletter, and we would like you to be a part of it. Well, you can use these tools. These tools are absolutely amazing, and it's free of cost that everyone is using in their daily life. That's the Gmail, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, and we also have something called Meetups. Now, I will now show you on how to execute this newsletter in a form of publication. Let me stop my screen and let's go to this. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So this is one of the newsletters that we had executed, and we won one of the best newsletters in district. So when you upload your PDF file into this software or this tool, this is how it looks. So you see this, it starts flipping the pages. We used the content from the different groups. Then we went according to the leaders. Now these were the content which were given to us, and then we created into a different experience. And then after this we started with using images. Right now, if I have to tell you, now you might say, where do I submit my newsletter? So everyone, please follow this. This website is created by District 105. This was created last year under the leadership of DTM Shaiju, where there is where you can click here as Club Awards. It will take you to a different page, right? Here you can click as PRM Club Awards. You can always click as Enchanting Newsletter. And when you click over here as click here to apply, it will take you to a different portal to log in. Now, if you see here, I have already logged in. Okay, I have already logged in. That's why you can see my name. It's already there. Select a category as PR. And if you want, you can go ahead for club enchanting newsletter and click on submit. So once you click on submit, there are certain rules. They say that only 2 PDFs where you can submit. Select your club. Then once you select your club, your area and your division will automatically get captured. And then you'll have to just submit the file. I'm not going to submit the file because I don't have the file with me right now. But once you submit the file, you submit the button and you will automatically get an email from district as an acknowledgement saying that your newsletter has been submitted. So that's it from my side. I give back the stage to Dr. Muneeba. Now we are open for question and answers for the next 15 minutes.
All right, before Dr. Muneeba comes in, I would like to take any question answers. Anyone needs to ask a question?
Yes, now before the question comes, I would like to introduce our host, who was the Sergeant-at-Arms as well today. She is the past area director, area 30 director, and the present assistant director PQD for Division I. She is one of the vibrant Toastmasters club that I have ever known. She is none other than lively, legit, and lovely Toastmaster Lorraine. Over to you, Toastmaster Lorraine.
Oh, thank you, Venzil, for that lovely introduction once again. So, any questions? Hello, people. Have you all gone to sleep? Hello. Yes, I can see Poonam's unmuted. Poonam, can you go ahead?
Hello, Toastmaster Lorraine.
Hello. Hi, Lorraine. How are you?
I'm good.
So my question to Venzil, I need to know about how to do, I mean, on the page, we need to post the posters, right? And how can we shout out about the club? What are the other things we need to do other than the Facebook and Instagram?
Venzil, you're on mute.
Right. So you're saying you're using Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there is something called Meetup. I usually use Meetup to connect people, and then WhatsApp. Try to forward your flyers more and more to your friend circle. And you know, there are many business groups. You can also use LinkedIn, but I haven't seen much of LinkedIn usage for any of the Toastmasters work, but Meetup definitely works. I can put up that link for you if you want, the Meetup here. Just give me a minute.
Meetup is for Meetup is a what kind of platform? It is like a Zoom, or it is what kind of platform it is?
It's a professional networking platform. That's where most of the Toastmasters also clubs use this link. So I'm going to share it over here. Yeah, so that's the link.
You can announce events basically.
Yes.
So people are aware of an event that is going to happen within their, you know, city or wherever they are staying, and then they can say, I'm going for this particular meeting, and then yeah.
And also Meetup is paid actually. It's a paid link where you need to pay. In my opinion, if you want to start promoting more for the club, Instagram and Twitter is the best way of promoting. Instagram stories are something that you should be working on, because now Instagram has this new bot that when you put more stories, you automatically don't go to the followers. Yes, you reach your followers. Also, they put it out to the local Instagram users as well. So Instagram is something that you should be working on very extensively. Facebook is always there. Facebook is for old people like us, and but then Instagram is for the youngsters.
All right, moving on to the next question. Thank you, Poonam. I hope your question has been answered. Anybody else with another question? Anybody wants to ask another question? Okay, I can see Shabina Zaidi. Yes, Shabina.
Hi. Yeah, it was a wonderful session, and I basically wanted to learn about the newsletter. So yes, I didn't know that we have to upload it on the website and all. So I want to know that you said that we have to submit by 31st of December, we have to submit 2 newsletters for a club and 1 for the area, right? So so is it like twice in a year, or only this is the time limit? Like after 31st December, do we have to, is it like 4 newsletters in a year for the club?
No, it's only 2 newsletters that has to be submitted before December 31st.
Okay.
Because the winners will only be announced during the DTAG.
Okay. And does this newsletter, does this it has to be within, like, from July to December, whatever we have done from July to December, that period, it has to cover that period, right? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? Toastmaster Tulika. Toastmaster Irfan. Anybody
Okay,
else
I'm good.
needs to ask? Yes, Toastmaster Tulika, you were saying something?
No, I'm good. That's it. Thank you.
All right.
Where is Asha George?
No, thank you. This is Irfan here. I think the
Hi.
training has been wonderful, and I was looking to start using Canva and learn. So this training, I think, gave a very good insight, and I'm much more confident now to start using it. Thank you so much for all the trainers so far.
Thank you so much, Irfan.
Thank you. If you have any inquiries, any queries in future, you can definitely contact us. One of the trainers. All are good in Canva.
Yes, definitely. I think a video link which I inquired earlier through chat, I think that would also help to go through it or get into the specifics which you all have explained. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Irfan.
Before we close, I would like to again reiterate, especially from a video creation point of view, because it was short in time. There's one thing, forget Canva, what tool you're going to use. I just want to reiterate one thing. When you're creating videos, just think about what is your purpose, whom are you creating it for, and especially what I've seen videos which we are creating, especially in Toastmasters, try to keep it very, very crisp, because the moment you start lagging, every frame starts feeling like, okay, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, people will just swipe out. So that's something which you need to, keep in mind. And again, when you have a frame, you need to make sure that you write something interesting along with that frame, whether it's a moving picture or just a still picture. Have something, especially for recall videos or a recap videos of a meeting. Take something like, you need to be a good listener in that particular session. Pick on some good grammar or some quote that the president and other people have said, and you can play with words, have fun, but keep it very short and maybe less than 4 seconds, so that people can see it and also read that particular subtitle, right? So that's something very, very important, especially all the people who are interested in creating videos. If you have this in mind, I'm sure your videos will really fly, because that's critical. Forget all the tools you will learn, but this is very, very critical. Keep that interest of the audience. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anup. That was a good summary. So before we end, it's my duty to thank all those who helped out to conduct this wonderful event. So I'm going to display a few certificates in honor of appreciation towards them. Starting with, Venzil, are you ready? All right. The very first, the handsome Dr. DTM Abdul Sathar. Thank you so much for your time and effort. Next is the awesome Anup Chandran. Thank you, Toastmaster Anup, for your time and effort. The amazing Toastmaster Arya. Indeed, very, very insightful. Thank you so much for your time and effort. And then, of course, the vibrant Venzil Fernandes. We'll definitely get the newsletter in order. Next, yours truly, the Sergeant at Arms. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My partner in crime, Toastmaster Mariana, who must be now far, far away in La La Land. Next, the lovely Toastmaster Vinisha for taking the pictures and posting it in the various groups. Thank you so much for your time and effort. And finally, last but not the least, the Principal of Division I, Toastmaster Dr. Muneeba Ali. Thank you so much for this wonderful event, for having us all here, and for your time and effort this evening. I now hand over the stage to you. Over to you, Dr. Muneeba.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lorraine, for that closing and recognizing and giving awards and certificates to all our presenters. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to Toastmaster Anup, Toastmaster Arya, Toastmaster Venzil, and DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar. Thank you all. Thank you. You have been a wonderful audience. Bye.